Hello, my sister friends. Have you ever stared at your calendar thinking, I just cannot keep doing this? Yet somehow you do. You drag yourself to one more meeting, you do one more project, and somehow still make it to your kid's soccer practice with barely a thread of energy left? I've been there, or at least some version of that, and today I want to unpack something that might be at the root of this exhaustion you're feeling. We're talking about burnout versus adrenal fatigue, or as the functional wellness circles are shifting to calling it, the HPA axis dysregulation. Are you a busy woman in leadership who feels pulled in 1,000 directions? Do you wrestle with perfectionism, people pleasing, or never feeling like you're enough no matter how successful you are on paper? Are you longing for more time, more peace, and more energy to live and lead the way God intended? Sister, you are right where you need to be. Hi, I'm Tanya, a wife, mom, healthcare leader, Christian life coach, and functional health practitioner. I spent decades hustling for my worth through achievement and approval, only to end up burned out and exhausted. But God showed me a better way, a grace-fueled way, and now I help women just like you break free from people-pleasing and overwhelm, lead well, live well, and be well. Here we blend spirit-driven success with practical leadership, wellness, and mindset strategies so that you can multiply your time and impact without sacrificing your health or your family. If you're ready to lead well, live healthier, and finally find the peace and purpose God has waiting for you, you are in the right place. So roll up your sleeves, sister friends. It's time to reclaim your time, restore your joy, and lead from grace. If you are a woman in leadership, you are no stranger to chronic stress. And I'm going to just pause to clarify something. When I talk about women in leadership, that doesn't necessarily mean formal leaders. To be honest, if you are a woman, especially if you are a woman who is married and or has children, you are a leader. You are the manager of your household. You are leading by example for your children, all of the things. So don't discount yourself if you don't have a formal title. You are a leader because you influence others. So anyway, as a woman in leadership, i.e. as a woman, you are no stranger to chronic stress. Maybe you've even been told you're probably just burned out, or perhaps someone casually mentioned adrenal fatigue, but what if these aren't two separate issues? What if they're two sides of the same coin and the root is deeper than we've been led to believe? For years, the term adrenal fatigue has been used to explain why many women in high-stress roles feel drained, foggy, and just off. But here's what the latest research tells us. Your adrenals don't technically burn out. They don't just give up and stop making cortisol, the key stress hormone, unless there is a severe disease like Addison's, which is relatively rare. What is more likely happening is that it's a breakdown in communication between your brain and the adrenal glands. In other words, the HPA, or hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis. Chronic stress throws this axis off balance, creating what we now call HPA axis dysregulation, otherwise known as adrenal fatigue. Think of your HPA axis like a thermostat regulating your body's response to stress. Over time, with unrelenting pressure, leadership demands, caregiving, and maybe even some ministry thrown in there, your system recalibrates in an unhealthy way. Your cortisol rhythm, the pattern that helps you wake up refreshed and wind down at night, gets all out of sync. Some people end up with high cortisol at night, likely with sleepless nights. Others have cortisol so low during the day that every task feels like climbing a mountain with no gear. This dysregulation can mimic burnout, but it's actually a deeper physiological issue. So let's just distinguish the difference between these two, burnout versus HPA axis dysregulation, or more commonly known as adrenal fatigue. Burnout is a more psychological and emotional syndrome, if you will. It's characterized by emotional exhaustion, cynicism, and reduced professional efficiency. It's that I'm fried feeling where your passion just starts to fade and it feels like you just can't push through and face another task. HPA axis dysregulation, on the other hand, is the body's stress response system being out of alignment, which impacts hormones, energy, digestion, immune health, and even brain fog. While it's driven by chronic stress, like burnout, it affects your entire body on a cellular level. So here's the kicker. They often coexist. Long-term burnout can trigger HPA axis dysregulation and vice versa. It becomes a vicious cycle. Back when I was working full-time as both a physical therapist and a manager of a frontline team, and also raising young children and helping my husband build a new business, trying to make everyone happy, never saying no, doing all the things, I began to notice a shift. Not just fatigue, but gut issues, mood swings, disrupted sleep, unexplained weight gain, anxiety and panic attacks, and no matter what I did, the symptoms seemed to linger. That's when I realized it probably wasn't just burnout, it was my body's stress system crying out for deeper healing. And actually, when I say I realized, I'm better realizing that today as I learn more and more about the impact on stress on everything in my own functional health practitioner journey. So, what does HPA axis dysregulation look like? The symptoms are chronic fatigue despite sleeping, difficulty falling or staying asleep, mood swings, irritability, low mood, brain fog, forgetfulness, sugar or caffeine cravings, feeling, quote, tired but wired at night, weight gain, especially around the midsection, a weakened immune system, so you're catching every bug, every cold that goes around. Does any of this sound familiar? Sister, we were not designed to live running on empty. Psalm 23 reminds us, He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Yet, how many of us push ourselves to and beyond the limit, ignoring our Good Shepherd's invitation to rest? So what can you do about it? Well, here's where God's design for balance and rhythms comes in. Healing starts by addressing both the emotional and spiritual roots, boundaries and surrender, and the physical symptoms that are crying out for help. A few places to start. Number 1, creating restorative rhythms. Prioritize sleep and create a calming nighttime routine. This cannot be overstated, the degree to which sleep hygiene is essential to your health. I cannot say it enough. So prioritize sleep. Even those of you that think 5 hours of sleep is enough, that's not true. For true optimized healing and health, pretty much everyone really does need 8 to 9 hours of good quality sleep. Number 2, blood sugar balance. Stabilize your blood sugar with nutrient-dense whole foods to support your cortisol patterns. Number 3, stress management. Start simple. Maybe that's committing to morning prayer, gratitude journaling, a short walk outside, just some deep breathing exercises. Even micro moments of calm can reset your nervous system. Number 4, root cause testing. As a soon-to-be functional health coach, I will be offering support to women like you to identify healing opportunities, not just treating symptoms. So stay tuned for more on that topic. I'm so excited about it. I'm learning so much. I've always been grounded in conservative health management as a physical therapist. Healthcare has been my professional environment for almost 3 decades. But this new world of functional health and really identifying holistic opportunities for health in so many of the body systems, it's really pulling everything together, and I cannot wait to share it with the world. So as I said, stay tuned. But I'm going to review those 4 points of what you can do to start optimizing healing opportunities for yourself, reducing burnout or symptoms of HPA axis dysregulation. So I'm going to say them again. Restorative rhythms, prioritizing sleep. Number 2, blood sugar balance. Number 3, stress management. And number 4, root cause testing. Ladies, you are not lazy. You are not broken. You are likely stressed beyond your physiological limits, and it's time to invite God into your wellness journey. If this subject matter resonates with you at all, and you're ready to break free from the cycle of burnout and body breakdown, stay tuned. I'll be offering personalized coaching to help you restore your health naturally from the inside out. In the meantime, I'd love to hear from you. You can reach out by sending me a note or a voice message at gracefilledleader.com/contact. Until next time, my friends, let God's peace guide you as you reclaim your energy, your leadership, and your health. I pray this episode blessed you, spoke to you, or encouraged you in some way. If so, please share it with a friend and head on over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. That's the only way for me to know if you're enjoying the show. Nothing blesses me more than to hear from you. Also, come on over to our free Facebook community. This is a great place for us to support one another on our faith and leadership journeys. You can find the link to the group in the show notes or go to gracefilledleader.com/community. If you have questions or content ideas for the show, please send me a message on SpeakPipe or via email. Go to gracefilledleader.com/contact and leave a written or voice recorded message. I would love to know how I can best serve you on the podcast. Now to Him who can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3, verse 20. Until next time, my friends, God bless.